2021 SBLive Washington virtual media days continue on. I'm your host, Dan Dickau, alongside Andy Buhler, where we get a chance to connect with high school basketball programs across the state, both boys and girls. We are joined now by Olympia High School boys program head coach John Kiley, as well as standout, not just a standout, but a McDonald's All-American, Jackson Grant. Thanks for joining us both. Coach, we'll start with you. Teams are starting practices and games at different points across the state this year. So it's really different. You guys have just gotten started with practice a few days ago. Has it been crisp, clean practices? Has the ball been kicked all around the gym? How's it been going?
Yeah, the guys forgot how to dribble with their left hand, shoot with their left hands. And yeah, it's been actually for us, we've been trying to, we've had a phrase, dominate the weight. And so for the last 14 months, our guys have played a lot and our guys have practiced a lot. It might just be if you turn this camera around in my backyard in the sport court in the summer, but we pounded the pavement. I think their guys got better. And I think when you see this McDonald's All-American play, you're going to see that his game has improved quite a bit as well.
Jackson, we've spoke with you for SBLive Washington on a number of different occasions, but now that you've had the ability to let it sink in for a couple months that you were selected as a McDonald's All-American, what type of confidence does that give you knowing that your season is just now starting?
I think it gives me a lot of confidence, and it also gives me a sense of I want to keep really working hard because now the season's actually starting. I have a chance to prove myself and prove why I got that nomination and why I did that nomination.
Jackson, this has been a long and a weird offseason for you. I know there was no traditional AAU summer. I know, you guys didn't get your season on time, but how have you stayed game ready, especially as you guys entering this first week of practice?
Yeah, so coach has done a really good job this summer of, even though there wasn't a traditional AAU season and stuff, of finding tournaments for us to play in. And we've been working with a trainer that coach has had for us for the last couple months. And it's been crazy to see me and the team. Our team has more kids dunking now than we ever have in the past. And just the physical changes we made to our bodies and stuff have really been crazy to see that development that everybody's been putting in for the last 14 months. So I'm just super excited to see the season start and have all that hard work finally start to pay off and start winning some games.
Coach, we know Jackson is going to be an integral part of what you guys do, and rightfully so, but what are some of the other young players or maybe seniors that you're looking forward to watching them step up in this shortened season?
Yeah, thanks for asking, because we preach team all the time. The extra pass is a big deal to us. Granted, I would like to see Jackson bend a rim. We've seen that recently in the southwestern part of the state, but we've got some seniors I've had literally since third grade. So my youngest is a senior. I'm excited to watch him play. We have some talented guards that have 3 and even 4 years of experience. Got a lefty point guard named Zach Swanson who can really play. He can attack anybody. Alfredo Ramirez Cortez was the MVP of the football league up here this year and is a dynamic athlete. We've got a couple juniors, and we've got a real strong sophomore class. So one of the kids that I think you'll notice and notice quickly is a kid named Parker Garretts. Parker is his dad was a longtime coach at Olympia, and Parker knows the game and has played really, really well. We have another kid, Andreas Engholm, 6'7" sophomore, that has done a lot. So we feel like around Jackson, we've got some kids that can play.
Jackson, you guys made a run and finished 4th at state in 2020. Having the ability to go out and really, finish the job and compete for a trophy. What did you learn there that you can maybe pass on to some of the younger players?
I think I just learned that all this stuff the coach has been preaching about, winning games and just playing our way of basketball can really work. That took us a long ways, and we hadn't been 4th. Obviously wasn't our goal. We wanted to win the tournament, but our teams haven't been that far in the state tournament in a while. So I think it was just really good experience for everybody, and to get that experience of playing in the dome and just playing those kind of 4 games consecutively. And then also I really thought we gained good experience from when we lost that Union game and then had to come back the next day and play I think it was the 4th, 6th game, and to just turn around from that kind of crushing defeat of losing to Union and not being able to win that state championship that was our ultimate goal, but then coming out and beating a good Sumner team the next day to get that 4th place finish and just ending the season on a win was really a good feeling.
Coach, it's been a long break, and that we've kind of asked this about almost every coach, where it's 14, 15 months since you've really had a chance to be with your team every single day. How have you led these guys, and how have you stayed connected and motivated when maybe you yourself didn't know the correct answer with when you're going to get to play or when things are going to start to get back to normal?
Yeah, you had to stay flexible, and I don't think I'm very good at that. And so I think that the relational aspect of coaching and with these guys is super important to me. I think we're pretty connected, and so I think making sure through text and through getting together, we got together a lot. And again, whether it was backyard or other gyms, we did a lot through our club, and we were able to stay pretty connected. So I'd be surprised if we weren't playing at a decent level, because we really have been quite intentional. But we did have to, especially with some of the younger kids, I had to reach out. We had to be able to meet in non-basketball ways and really keep those relationships growing. I feel worse for our incoming freshmen. Usually we would have bear camp last year. A lot of older returners would come and really give them a chance to start competing with the other kids for opportunities. And we've got some really nice young kids. So for the young kids, they don't see yet what Olympia basketball is really about. But hopefully they will see that starting. They started seeing that maybe this week, and they'll start to see last night Jackson Grant and his teammates driving around in a Caravan, going to Bears of Tomorrow's homes, giving out Blue Bear basketball, signing autographs, and giving candy away at multiple stops in the Olympia community, because that's what we do.
That's awesome.
That is. You mentioned that, this year with the makeup of the roster and the work that's been put in this long off season, that we might see, a couple players outside of Jackson play above the rim a little bit. But Jackson, I want to ask you, throughout this offseason, is there any one thing or area that you've really tried to hone in on? And are we going to see, anything different or anything new from you this year?
I think I've really tried to improve on my outside game. I've always had a strong outside shot, but really being able to create off the dribble from the outside when that shot gets taken away. And then that's going to also help negate kind of the effects of, since I've played inside for so long, everybody knows who I am, there's going to be doubles and triple teams every time I catch the ball down there. So being able to get out and space the floor better and kind of get that space for other people to attack without clogging up the middle, and then being able to attack myself from there and kind of get to the rim or facilitate from those kind of areas is what I've really been working on.
Jackson, this is a unique year in the state of Washington that there's so many good big guys. Yourself, Paulo Banchero, Caden Perry. Usually you think of the Northwest, it's a guards game, but this year there's a ton of good bigs. How fun is it to match up with either Paulo or Caden when you get the chance?
I think it's a ton of fun. Obviously, there were the top three bigs in the state and some of the top three bigs in the country. Paulo's 1-2 right there with Chet for best player in the class of 2021. So just to be able to match up with him and really challenge myself against a player of that caliber is a lot of fun. And then we play Caden a lot. I'm not sure if we got to schedule them this year because of COVID or stuff like that, but it's super fun to challenge myself against other talented bigs that are going to go play at other big Division I schools.
Last question for the both of you before I let you go. Favorite sports movie and why? We'll start with Jackson and finish with Coach.
I think for me, my favorite sports movie has got to be Hoosiers, just because I love the small town feel, and then just how that team really came together, and it wasn't just about one player. They really worked hard together and won a tournament that nobody would have thought they would have won.
Gosh darn it. Yeah, Jimmy Chitwood, man. We were lucky enough to have a pretty fun senior year. My coach went up to UW and was the assistant at UW after our senior year. That's where I went to school. And the movie came out in '86, and he took me and our big guy, MVP of the state tournament, John Cook, played football at UW, drafted by the Bears, took us out, watched Hoosiers the day it came out with our coach, who helped us win it all. And so that one will go down for me as the all-time best.
John, last question. It's no secret. Jackson has spoken, volumes about how excited he is to get up to Montlake and play at UW and represent this state. But that obviously holds a piece of significance for you too, as a lifelong Husky fan. What's it going to be like to see Jackson go up and, carry what he learned here at Olympia, to your alma mater, to your favorite team?
Yeah, for me, it'd be nice if I could go up and see a uniform of Dan Dickau, up at UW and just rub some magic on that thing. He found a pretty good place to play. But it means a lot to me. Coach Backus and I are texting back and forth today. Obviously, he withdrew Rem. He kind of has a love for another place across the state too. But he's a huge Husky fan. We've run into each other a lot. It's a big deal. Y'all want tickets? I've got. Sure, you all can afford them there. But we've got tickets right behind the basket, and I buy them as a fan. So I'm a huge fan first of everything purple. And so for Jackson to be there, we're so excited. And there's been some good roster turnover. I think that's going to be really healthy for the state of his entrance here soon. But we couldn't be more excited. I think he's going to leave a big legacy. And I think that legacy being local is going to be really good for the Olympia community.
Well, I love the excitement that you have, both of you have, for the Olympia program, as well as for the UW program that Jackson's going to be playing for. Appreciate you guys both joining us. I wish you guys nothing but the best of health and the best of luck, and play some great basketball now that we finally get the season going. So for Andy Buhler and myself, Dan Dickau, the rest of the SBLive Washington crew, thanks for joining our virtual media day.
And we can't thank Scorebook Live enough. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Means a lot.